All right, so down over 9% today. Made some mistakes, and the main one is keeping on to Google. I should have let that one go after they missed earnings. I had a short put on there, I went deep in the money, and you can see from the chart, so it's down to $30 today. So this is where I got into it. I put on a 1220 put. I sold a 1220 put that was a 20 delta. It was out of the money, and they missed earnings. You could see it went from a close of 1287 on April 29th to a close of 1188 the following day. And then I should have gotten out, just cut the losses, even though I figured I could roll this, and it's Google, it still looked bullish in the Ichimoku. So the span A is still bullish. The Tenkan Kijun is bearish, and the Chiku is down and going lower. I have a 1220 put that's expiring in July. I was able to roll that. I guess I could roll it again, but I need it to get, basically another 90 points up. So if there's some kind of rally over a few days, that's certainly possible. I do have, over a month to get there, almost 2 months really. But lesson learned, could have just cut the losses, and even though I rolled this, the year-to-date loss, it's not showing, but so year-to-date loss on that, $7,000. So, I could have gotten out when I was a $4,000 loss. Now it's an additional $3,000. So that was the reason why, I lost 9% of my portfolio today. Today's Monday, May 13th. So just going through some of the positions. AMD, so that became very profitable today. And the short call expiring in July, that now I'm only down $93. As you can see, it was deep in the money. Now it's far less deep in the money. AMD lost quite a bit today. I need it to go down $3 more before I'm in the clear for that short call. But as you can see, it lost 6% today. I was going by the Ichimoku, of which the span A is bullish, the Tenkan Kijun bearish. So if I could clear out those two calls, then I will be pretty much free and clear owning that put. That increased a large amount today, and if I was smart, I would just close out the AMD position for a profit. That had been a loser until today. Now I'm up $39 overall for profit, as you can see there. Next, Discovery. So Discovery is now a loser. So my short puts are now, one of them is in the money. So you can see Disney's trading at 131, and my short put expiring on May 17th is now in the money. I will put in a limit order on that to close it out. If it goes back out of the money, I need it to go above 132, which is my strike price for the short put. So that will get that off my books. The put gained a small amount of money today. That's a 126 put. Disney obviously would have to drop significantly to hit that, and that was just my wing to cover. But I am glad that I kept the put on. It's offset the loss a little bit. And then in June, I have another put spread where I sold the 130 put, bought the 125. So that one I have lost less. For the May 17th, because there's so much state of decay and it's expiring this week, I'm probably just gonna roll the short put. Hey, Ned. So, but as you can see, Disney, the span A, it crossed back here on April 26th. That's when the span went bearish, and the Chiku still bullish, but the Tenkan, so when the price action crossed below one of the bullish indicators, and that was right about here, it was starting to approach, and then here it certainly crossed lower. That was a close of 134.14, and that would have been a trigger to get out. That's when I should have reviewed my positions for the day, saw that it crossed over or crossed under the bullish span, and automatically just gotten out without second guessing it, without thinking, what if? Because look at the close prices. 134. Let's go through these. So I went 134, 134.33, 135, 133, 134, 133, 134, 131 today. So big drawdown. But if you look at the stochastic, looks very oversold. So this could rebound. But while the Chiku is still bullish, I suppose this could be an opportunity to perhaps sell another put if I do want to take advantage of the implied volatility. Although implied volatility is still relatively low on this one. So, they announced earnings here, and I did sell before, but the implied volatility is one thing that eroded the value of the short puts, so it would have been a larger loss if it wasn't for that. But nevertheless, I'm down on my May 17th. About $148. So, all right, next, Expedia. All right, so Expedia, they announced here, and leading up to it, it had a mixed setup. You can see the span A was slightly below the span B. So that was a pretty bearish setup leading into it, which is why selling calls would have been a good call on Expedia. And sure enough, they've gone down, down, down. You would have made a nice profit selling calls on that one, or even just buying a put. Implied volatility bottomed out, but it's on its way back up. So if you had the courage to go double bearish, which I wouldn't necessarily have had, because it was a bullish Tenkan, it was just a bearish span A over span B. But what you could have done is wait until the day after, when you saw that it had missed earnings, the price action had fallen within, not quite within the span yet. It had fallen within the Tenkan Kijun, but here, so on May 6th, that's when it touched within the bearish span, and that would be a good time to go bearish because it would have closed at 124.09 and now it's at 116. So we already talked about Google. And then Kohl's. Should have sold some calls on Kohl's. So as you can see, Kohl's, it crossed into the span here, May 6th. And when it did, the Tenkan Kijun was making a crossover. So even though the span was bullish, the Tenkan Kijun was changing. And obviously with these world events with China and the tariffs, that really played into it. So it changed, and once it touched that span, you can see it's going down, down, down into the span. That would have been the time to go bearish. And today went significantly bearish. See that? Come here, guys. Right side. Right there. And here's Lyft. So Lyft lost a bunch. So there was a gamble, no Ichimoku on this one. Probably should have put in a stop. I definitely should have put in a stop when I had made a decent amount of profit. I sold the put and then it just plummeted. You can see the stochastic would give you some kind of hint that it was going to do that. But now it's severely oversold, so I predict Lyft should be making a rebound. I am going to roll this one 1 month. And then if it does go profitable, then put a trailing stop on it. So let's roll it to June. And let's also make sure we have a call on Kohl's. You see the app is screwing up again. I clicked on Kohl's and it takes me to Lyft. And I click on Kohl's again. And I can't be sure that those are the right strike prices for Kohl's. And then we'll adjust those in a few days to see how close we are to getting that credit. So Microsoft, those are October calls, and that's at 30% profit taking off that short call. So what I'm going to do on Microsoft, learning the lesson from the past, so still bullish with the span A and Tenkan. Chiku is still bullish but heading down. So now that it took that call almost completely off and I have an October strike, and implied volatility spiking, it's also oversold. Looks like it's ready to rebound with how oversold this is within the next few days. So what I'm going to do is set up a trailing stop. So today it closed See, it's showing Kohl's again. This is Microsoft. Stupid app. Alright, so today closed at 123.35. I'm going to... Yeah, this is tough. Yeah, let's... the low of the day was 123. Let's set a stop at around 122. No, actually, let's do this. We'll sell just like we ladder in, we'll ladder out to sell this. So I want to buy it back when the price is dropped. Let's do one there. I don't have the buying power to buy it back. So I do want to get rid of that Microsoft call, that short call, so I can just reap the profits for the rest of the year as it goes up. So Netflix. So I still have my put expiring next month in June for $325. That has recovered some of its value. You know, it was up $1,200 today, but the short put that I sold against it, well, at least I only sold one of them, so that one cost me $785. And looking at Netflix, you know, way down today. Implied volatility is peaking, very oversold. So this would be a good time to sell a put in Netflix. And the one I do have, the order that's on right now, yes, it's scheduled to sell at 2. Right now it's 1.9. So that's a rolling order. So let's give it one more day. That seems to be close enough. And then Tesla. Oh, Tesla. The Ichimoku had been reading bearish. It's way down today, down $12. Not sure how Tesla factors in with China, but I guess they do have a growing market there. So that was a good read on the Ichimoku, and Tesla could be one that I just trade Tesla, the single stock strategy. I did that years ago and it worked, but I've kind of muddled my results by trading in a diversified manner with multiple tickers. Probably could have done okay just sticking with Tesla. So looking at Tesla today, implied volatility very low. Stochastic oversold. Perhaps a long-term call spread, leap call spread, or just outright purchase of a call. But I do like doing a spread because one of them is always going to be losing money. So let's do that with the paper money account. So Tesla, let's do a leap call spread, and we'll go to go to November. And let's just to make this a lower cost, we can sell the 230. It's right out of the money, and buy the 235. And that'll give us a small credit. Put that one on. And we'll see what happens with that one. Let's add that to our tracker. And we'll do today's date. And that's 230, 235. It's a call, credit spread expiring November 15th. Come here, guys. And that's it.